After a successful meeting with President Trump, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis unveiled his plan to begin reopening the Sunshine State on Monday. I do want to now bring in Florida Lieutenant Governor Jeanette Nunez, who's been named the chair of the Reopen Florida Task Force, to discuss that announcement. Hi, Ms. Nunez. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Hi, Greta. Thank you for having me.
To start off, what can Floridians expect to see starting on Monday, and what does phase one of this plan entail?
What you heard Governor DeSantis announce yesterday was the beginning of our Reopening Florida plan. It's a gradual plan, but a plan that takes into account the metrics that we've been monitoring, obviously the reduction, the downward trends. And so we've opened up non-essential businesses with certain limitations. We've also allowed hospitals to now do elective surgeries, which has been a big challenge for hospitals during this pandemic. And so I think it's a gradual approach, one that was rooted in data, one that was rooted in public health, experts, advice. And so I think it's an exciting step for Florida, and we're going to see more of that over the coming days, weeks, and months.
As I mentioned earlier, Governor DeSantis did visit the White House earlier this week to discuss this plan with the president specifically. What was the feedback from the administration on Florida's reopening initiative?
The administration has been extraordinarily supportive of our plan. Both Dr. Birx has been very helpful. She's touted Florida every step of the way, both from a transparency standpoint as well as our expansion of testing. And so I think President Trump indicated that he was fully supportive of our plan. We modeled it, obviously, after the Opening Up America plan, but with some variation.
Today's weekly jobless claims report showed Florida overtaking California as the state with the most weekly claims. How does reopening help alleviate the pressure on your state's unemployment system?
Well, millions of Floridians have applied for our unemployment system. That's been a tremendous challenge. We want to make sure that we get those individuals back working, small businesses opened up again, and hopefully get Florida back on the path to prosperity that we were enjoying prior to this pandemic.
Many residents of Florida are saying they feel like it might be too soon to start reopening the economy there. What's your message for those who have those feelings, and how can other governors use Florida's plan as a blueprint to reopen their own states?
Governor DeSantis characterized it as a baby step, and I think he did so understanding that there is a lot of angst still. And so we want to instill confidence in Floridians, recognizing that we've used specific key criteria in our decision to open up. And we've done so keeping in mind that the CDC recommendations and guidelines for businesses are very much a part of this discussion. We look forward to, again, continuing to open up in a safe.
Phase one will begin on Monday, as I mentioned. What are the criteria to get to phase two? What will phase two entail? And then phase three and on until you're fully open again?
Certainly, I think we'll continue to look at the rate of positive cases, so that positivity rate is going to be instrumental as we continue to open up other sectors, as well as those 3 counties of high impact. We also are going to continue to look at expansion of testing. That's going to be a focus of the governor moving forward, in addition to that rapid testing. I think that will be critical. So a lot of those factors will come into play, and we'll see how this first phase goes, and we'll build upon that.
A concern that many residents may have is a possible surge of cases when people start leaving their homes and going to different businesses that will now be opened, of course, at a limited capacity. What's your message for those Floridians, and how will Florida handle any possible increase in the number of cases? Will you dial back, restart stay-at-home orders, or focus county by county? What's the plan?
Florida will continue to encourage folks to follow the measures that we know work. Social distancing, making sure that they're following the sanitation protocols, encouraging businesses that can to telework, encouraging employee screenings. We're also very focused on the elderly, which we know both here in Florida and throughout the country and the world, really, that they are the most vulnerable. So we have been vigilant with our nursing homes. We're going to continue to be vigilant, and we fully expect to monitor this data very closely. And so our hope is to be able to build, not to have to take steps backward.
All right, Florida Lieutenant Governor Jeanette Nunez joining us to discuss the Sunshine State's plans to begin reopening next week. Good luck with your plan. Thanks so much for coming on the show today.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.